So before we get started, first thanks to Happy2 who put up this lovely post on the Construct forum page which outlines how to set up shooting inside of a 3D environment, and he's got a much more in-depth tutorial that starts adding stuff like particle effects, so I'll leave a link to that in the description as well. I'm going to be looking at doing a more simplified version that you can quickly implement into your game. Please make sure you've watched part 1 where we look at creating a simple first-person shooter. I'll put that in the cards now and also in the description. And with that said and done, let's get started with the video. First thing we need to do is create our bullet. So we're going to insert a brand new object, and this is going to be a 3D shape because we want our bullet to look 3D. And we're going to call this a 3D bullet. Nice and simple. For our bullet itself, I'm just going to take a color. I'm going to take like a red to represent almost like a laser sort of look. And I'm just going to take the square tool and fill in all sides of red. Now we've got that, we can close the window, move our red square over to one side, and I'm going to resize this to a size that makes a bit more sense. I'm going to do 5 by 5 and set the height to 5 as well. So this is going to be quite a small bullet, but again we should be able to see this when we are shooting. So now we've got that, we can actually take our bullet and add some instance variables. We need 2 instance variables. First, we need to track the z-axis, which we're using this variable for. I'm going to set that to 0. And secondly, we need to track the speed. Now, while the bullet behavior has its own speed attached to it, which you'll see when we attach the behavior in just a sec, it doesn't apply to the z-axis. So we're going to create a variable that's going to hold that z-axis value later down the line. Now, I did mention we're going to add the bullet behavior, so let's add that now. And with that added, we've now got all the behaviors that we need. If you want to change how fast your bullet goes, we can adjust the speed here. I'm going to slow it down a little bit so it's a bit easy to see in the footage. Moving on to our event sheet, we need 2 main events. Our first event is going to check if we've clicked. So we're going to check on click with the left hand click. If that happens, we're going to take our player and we're going to spawn our bullet. And once we create our bullet, we need to set its z height so it's not on the ground. So for this, I'm going to set z elevation, and I'm going to use player.z elevation divided by 2. So bullet spawning about halfway down our body. But again, you can adjust this if you want to add the values to it, you can. Next, we're going to take our 3D bullet and set angle. So if we type in angle there, set angle. And for this, what we're going to use is 3D camera camera X rotation, because we want to look at wherever we're looking is where we want to fire. Next, we're going to take our 3D bullets and we're going to change one of its instance variables. So we're going to set value of z-ang, and this is going to be our 3D camera, and we want the Y rotation this time to judge how far or what angle we're shooting the bullets at. And then finally, we're going to take our 3D bullet. We're going to set value, and this time it's going to be our speed, and this is going to equal 3D bullet dot speed. And make sure you get the bullet in the middle there. If not, you're just setting the speed variable to itself, which will be 0. Now that's set up, we can then add one more event underneath. This is going to be a system and every tick. So next we're going to set the position. So we're going to take our 3D bullet and we're going to go to set position. So for the X position, we're going to do self.x plus cosine of self.angle, and then times that by self.speed. For the Y, we're going to do something very, very similar. We're going to do self.y plus, this time we're going to use the sine of self.angle, and then we're also going to times by self.speed. Final thing we need to do is just adjust the z elevation. So we're going to take our 3D bullet, set z elevation, and for this we're going to do self.z elevation plus the cosine of self.z-ang, and then times by self.speed. And we're ready for our test. So now you see that I've got this bullet that I'm able to shoot, and it shoots quite fast. So I'm going to slow this down. I'm also going to make it a little bit bigger so you can see it a bit easier. So if I test it, I've got this bullet, and what angle I've got, it will shoot towards. Now I can set up some other stuff to say if it hits a particular object, then it will be destroyed. But for now, we've got the very, very basic setup, so we can start looking and we can start shooting towards objects. One issue that we've got with this is if we look right up in the air, you see that we're not shooting in the air. There's actually a cap off on when this is able to shoot. Now, there's probably logic to get this working properly, so it can, but at the moment this is the best logic that we've got to get this working. But there is a bit of a fix to help make your game a little bit more cohesive. What we're going to do is go to our line of code up here that allows us to rotate the camera. And if you set your minimum and maximum polar angle to 60 and 120, this means you cannot look any further up than where you can shoot. So now when I look up, this is the highest I can look up, which matches where I'm shooting. And you can soon put a reticle on the screen so you can see or be a bit more accurate where you're shooting. Final thing we'll add then is have the bullets be destroyed. So what we're going to do is 3D bullets, and then go down to uncreated. We're then going to add a wait of, let's say, 5 seconds, and then 3D bullet.destroy. 3D objects are a little bit laggy after a while, so if we can destroy them as soon as possible, that would be great. So I'm going to say 5 seconds. If it's not hit anything, we're just going to destroy it. And finally, we want the bullet to be destroyed when it hits one of our blocks as well. So for this, we're going to do 3D bullets. Scroll down on collision with another object being our block. Now, if you just have this line of code on its own and you can add the 3D bullet.destroy, your bullets won't spawn because you're always overlapping a block. Because again, Construct works in the 2D engine, there is no 3D collision. So we need to create the 3D collision ourselves. So I'm going to add another condition. You can do 3D bullets, compare Z elevation. And the first thing I want to do is see if it's less than or equal to our block.z elevation plus the block.z height. Make sure you've done z height and not height. So that will now check if our bullet is less than the object we're shooting at. We also want to see if it's now in between. So to do that, we do 3D bullets, compare z elevation, and this one's just a nice simple one. Is the bullet's z elevation greater than block.z elevation? So it's between those two fields, and we've hit the block, then it will destroy. So if we fire a couple of shots, let's fire them in this direction. You see none of them are actually going through at the block, they're just stopping. So I can do the same with this roof here, and again, no bullets carry on to the other side. So this is a really simple introduction into creating your own first-person shooter. All the code is here, and again, big special thank you to Happy for the code he's provided, and I'll put a link to that in the description. Let me know what other stuff you want to see inside of Construct 3D. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.